Good morning, America. Your good friend, Dr.Turi. Now, today's title of this article is Asteroids Zip by Earth 9/14/2019. Draco, serious warning to all believers. Now, that's where you're going to see the real power, I guess, when I'm putting again the green in my mouth. Now, let's start by mentioning a few things here that are kind of important. Our infantile science is non-cosmic conscious. We know that, okay? They are telling us that an asteroid larger than some of the world's tallest buildings will zip by Earth on September 14th. But what they do not know, obviously, is the inner spiritual message behind those endless cosmic phenomenon. You know, to them, all planets, comets, asteroids are nothing else than rock hanging above their head for the sake of beauty, I guess, or offering tempestuous, majestic shows about to kill us. While all scientist information pertaining to those foreign bodies are educational, entertaining at best, there is much more behind NASA infected scientists, something that they do not know. Now, all the while, they are all supporting the reptilian agenda, because when they tell you a big planet is coming on September 14th, the next thing you know, you're gonna worry, you're gonna have fear, and then at the end you say, "Oh, don't you worry, you know what? There's no planet that are gonna come here." You know, I don't know how many of you remember the Shoemaker comet. Many years ago, we had these strings of comets that crashes on the big back of Jupiter. I can only repeat myself to those who have never watched me before, guys. Jupiter is part of the solar system for a good reason. It was brought into this magical design by the Draconis for a very important purpose. That is incredible, powerful gravitational forces to attract all the foreign body that could put an end to life on Earth. And then you're going to say, well, what happened to all the dinosaurs and this and that? And if you believe it's a comet that destroyed the dinosaur, well, again, you know what? Like I said yesterday, you have been fed, indoctrinated by science, by religion, and then everything they said has now been accepted by as a reality by the majority. No. The dinosaur was eliminated. They were eliminated by the Draconis for a very good purpose. Cannot go into the detail about the dinosaur, okay? But Dr. Turi, I'm all about the future. Very controversial, well ahead of time, and there's no way that all the people will accept what I'm saying coming from Draco. Sometimes I do have a problem myself, to accept it, but that's how it is. In no way will the scientific community, educated explanation will in any way, shape, or form benefit or be applicable to your life on Earth. Again, I repeat myself, to them, God created the stars in the heavens so they can in turn build a rover that's going to look for life on Mars. It's okay. Don't get me wrong. We're already on Mars. There is proof that there is forms of life. But do we really have a business there? No. All they want is amuse you, entertain you, get your money so they can grab a bunch of very rich suckers and send them to the space station, because no one will ever put his foot on Mars. And if you believe otherwise, hey, you have the right to believe what the hell you want to believe. All right. This is the good news. Now, simply mention astrology or UFO, soul of the cosmos, or anything that dwell with my work to any scientist and watch their reaction. Okay. You know, back in 2006, that's a long time ago, I was battling a bunch of idiots out there on the internet who thought Pluto was nothing else than a dwarf planet. Yet, I didn't know anything about, Draco, Pluto being the reptilian base, their chosen base in our solar system. Meantime, while cosmic and conscious scientists are still debating their cosmic ignorance, what the bleep do they really know? Now, the link is live, and what the blink do they really know is capitalized. So when you're done listening to this, click and go and read. It's amazing. It's amazing when you have the money, the organization, the resources, how much you can control the information. And then all the people are totally oblivious and say, amen. You know, the battle for superiority in any matrix didn't start today. It's been there forever. You know what? This is what Hippocrates said. A physician without a knowledge of astrology has no right to call himself a physician. I understand this great erudite man because I did master the core of the universe. Even though that Tesla says he never did, but he knows it exists. I did. And, I had the help, of course, of the extraterrestrials who downloaded all this information in one of my trips in a flying saucers above Los Angeles in August 1981 or 91. You heard my stories. Now, you have to remember that astronomy did not exist 400 BC. There was only astrologer. There was no astronomy. Astronomy is might be 150 years old. It's young. In fact, without astrology, there would be no astronomy or astronomers. Astronomy is a byproduct of a much older science called astrology. So now I want to complete this great man quote. And I say, an astronomer without knowledge of astrology has no right to call himself an astronomer. That's going to bring some trouble to Dr. Turi again. All right. And I said modern prophet 2015 because I wrote this quote in 2015. Following all sorts of debates about Pluto being a dwarf planet. When these guys have absolutely no cosmic consciousness. They're so rational, so down to earth. They're children, they're babies, they're kids to me. And here I am every single day trying to raise their psychical vibration and make them understand God's cosmic design is absolutely marvelous, mind-boggling. And it's amazing that people think they are just bone, flesh, and nerves, and they're here, do their part, and go. It's so much more than being a human being. Wow. It's good to know. It's good to know, because at least, there is no death. It's just a recycling thing. Now, last night I was taking a lady outside doing a business, the pool. Not in the pool. Nobody pool in my pool. But she has her area and she does her stuff and clean it later. All right. Now, I saw one of the most beautiful, brilliant shooting stars. And it looks like it would never end. I said, oh my gosh, that is something. These, to me, are very powerful omens. And those are offered, of course, to those who can translate the future, those who have cosmic consciousness, those who are spiritual. I'm talking about a superhuman now, okay? And, we are pretty rare in this world. But basically, when I saw that, immediately Draco tells me, oh, that is the residue of the kind of laser weaponry of one of the Draconis ship, just destroying one of the Reptilius spaceship. Basically, it's sorry about that. So pay attention, no accident. Anything I said and something happened, the topic is very important for you to pay attention. So scientists will tell you, well, lightning are formed because the water molecule actions, comets, all this and that. But, very often it's just, you need to understand there is a battle going on above your head. And this is the end ramification, the end result of what's going on well above your head. So to their logical, rational mind, it's a meteorite that entered the Earth's atmosphere and then vaporize when you hit the air. Okay, good for you. If you believe that's good, it's rational, it's logical, it's real. Don't get me wrong, because we're constantly bombarded by outside residue. But sometimes when you see a very long thing like I saw last night, that long shooting star, it's much more than that. Okay, and that ship is hitting the air atmosphere and then like a meteorite just vaporized. That's what Draco told me. So and I thought, Jesus, we are now into the beginning or ending of important phases of life. We are not into the shocking cosmic event. We're not into the sudden release of energy. And then I thought, maybe we are. So I started to look at the news again and listen to this. I checked the news, and then again, Draco told me that the reptilians are about to unleash some serious seismic forces in natural disaster, particularly towards the end of August, and that would be the 29th, because today we are the 27th, melting into the shocking sudden release of energy, the 29th, and with it more natural disaster, similar to the powerful lightning responsible for destroying Mother Earth's lungs. I'm now referring to the Amazon. All you can see is death, is burning everywhere. But the reptilians are doing all sorts of things, manipulating the weather. Human says it's ARP, good for them, because it is also, this is a scientist being stimulated to dwell and invent new weaponry to kill, to destroy, to support the reptilians' agenda. But this remote area is a perfect for the reptilians to generate tremendous lightning forces, and the next thing you know, everything is burning down. All right, so typically the next SOS to the world, the date September the 10th, was given on Rob McDonald, my good friend McConnell, excuse me, Rob, because I know he's listening. Below in the show that we did together, okay? But that is the next window, so to speak. But the 29th, from what happened to me last night, from what Draco tells me, you pay attention, you've been warned again. Now, in reference to the ending, now, if you look at the news, GOP and Democratic senator denied a visa to Russia. And it's not an ending, it's on the news today. Big political guy denied his visa to Russia. Okay, so what else? Papa John has a new CEO. That's not an ending, that's a new beginning for Papa John, and that new guy now became the CEO. But most importantly, pay attention now. That's where you need to pay attention. Do you recall what transpired under the same cosmic winds weeks ago for David Icke, or the day that I lost my mother? Okay. Yep. The same cosmic, shocking, unusual cosmic winds made sure that David Icke was denied a visa to go to Australia, beginning or ending. That window is operational. I give you the proof with that GOP politician refresh your memory with what happened to David, being banned to go to Australia, forcing thousands of people to suffer my prediction, the beginning or the end of important phases of their life. They cannot listen to David again. Well, I mentioned that in my last video, if you heard it late yesterday. But it's good to repeat so you gain more cosmic consciousness. If I don't remind you, you're not going to be able to delegate my cosmic work. That's why I have to be redundant. All right. Now you're going to see little banner with reptile explained by David Icke. You can click on that, or you can read under it. I may not agree with your false perceptions of the reptilian agenda or your conspiratorial negative teaching, David, yet I will fight to the death for you to maintain your right to say anything and for you to keep doing what you do best, service in this world. Again, understand, I have nothing against David or anybody apart from that. As I said yesterday, not only the Queen of England or Obama are affected by the reptilians. Every one of us, every human being is under the jurisdiction of those nasty entities, and not a single human being is transforming into a lizard. Okay. All right. Now, people are so conditioned, so religious fanatics. What do you think you have ISIS? So much into technology and the reptilian. They've been fed that for years by David. So now it is a universal accepted truth. Guess what? It is not. That's why I'm here. That's why I make you think. And then because I make you think, now you hate me. You should not. You should pay a little bit more attention. All right. Now, going back to Draco and the warning. Draco is sent me a direct warning, something I have to share with all of you, my supporters, okay? Knowing my revelation could hinder the reptilian agenda, we cannot let those who subconsciously slave for them, that's all my enemies, those who can't stand me, those who think I'm an egocentric, those who think I'm a loser, those who think I'm making story up, those young souls, insecure, inferiority complexes. Those are the same people who have removed me from all popular public networking websites. And those are the ones stopping me reaching you. So now you understand why it is very important for you to be part of the solution, okay? And share my cosmic wisdom, because those shocking news are already in effect. And that's where I'm going to continue reading some of the news. And remember, those dates were given on all my radio shows, my latest radio show. Those dates are not changing, they're the same. So in other words, if you look not only on the radio, but there was also, those dates were printed and given for my VIP on the Cosmic Code website on July 30th. That's what, a month ago? But if you're not a VIP, if you don't read it, you have the right to remain silent, literally, until you dig into you investigate and you dig into my work properly. All right, now the quatrain for the sudden release of energy is pretty simple. Okay, the date is September 29th and coming back again on August the 10th. Okay, entrail upset speed above. That is a volcano. Okay, red fire, wind, water to dance. Okay, that could be tornado. Stars command shock science. All the scientists that are watching me every single day from every corner of this world, trying to find out how the hell I find earthquakes, give exact dates for earthquakes, or during windows where those earthquakes 6 or above are coming. And then calm deception to strike. Now, the quatrains are obvious. Now, to those who just jump in who don't know me, this is what I use. Nostradamus, 16th century divine astrology. But like the great prophet, I don't have to fear the French Inquisition and being cooked. In other words, I can be very open, not like he was. Okay? And to make it easy for those who don't have enough mental power, I add very obvious keywords. Japan, Asia, France, Italy, cosmic, space, new, NASA, nuke, weird dream, freak, space, rocket, surprise, unexpected explosion, shocking, earthquake, above 6.0, tsunami, volcano, tornado, airport, aeronautic, technology, electricity, television, UFO, cosmic phenomena. You know, I'm just trying to point out an energy that the reptilians are going to use, because those energy changes, okay? Life is a constant process of changes. and you cannot stop it. So you might as well work with it. That's why God created the stars and the heavens, to be used as a sign, so that you may lead a safer, more productive life. Common sense. All right, what do we have now first? Puerto Rico and Florida are bracing for impact as the strong tropical storm nears hurricane strength. All right. Now remember, last month, I gave that window well before the formation of this hurricane on the Atlantic, the ocean. Okay? Not only on radio, but a month ago to all my VIP on the Cosmic Code. So let's say you don't pay attention. You decide to take a trip to the Bahamas. Well, hey, now you're in trouble. Now you're going to take an airplane. You're going to rush away from your holidays. You're going to waste time. You're going to waste money. And then you're going to have a horrific time. Okay? Well, you could have avoided all this by being smart and read our daily forecast for $10 a month. I mean, that's given. Unless you may decide to join those very, very popular modern astrology website on Facebook, you know, you're not going to find me there anymore. That's it. I'm gone. So, you know, go to the Cosmic Code, become a VIP, or just sign up. It's free. Well, if you don't want to become a VIP, that's fine. You will still get my stuff on your email in case I disappear again. In case, you know, YouTube decided to get rid of my ass. I don't know. You know, I was right so far. So what if I disappear? Then the only place you will find me will be on the Cosmic Code, our private website. Okay, now I can strongly and very strongly again recommend you to become a VIP, because this way you will know, well, NOAA tells you, well, any geologist, USGS, NASA, tell you when earthquakes are going to come. You're going to know the timing, and I'm going to show it to you again today. All right, now, asteroid larger than some of the world's tallest buildings will zip by Earth on September 14. Remember, Jupiter, the biggest planet in our solar system, was designed to attract any debris. Okay, so if you feel that one day we're going to die because of an asteroid, think twice, because that guy has to go through the bodyguard, Jupiter, the Lord of Luck, the great protector in Greek mythology. Okay, and do not worry about an asteroid putting an end to life on Earth, because all these educated young kids, NASA scientists, etc., 20, 30, 40, 45 years old kids, who's a lot of rational, they read books. The books is their Bible, and they won't get out of it, and they don't know Dr. Turi. Okay, so it's important for you to spread the word to all of those who are fearful of dying because of a natural disaster like an asteroid putting an end to everything on Earth. We don't need these people fears. We don't need more of uneducated people that support and endorse endlessly the reptilian agenda. Those entities, I repeat myself, cannot live without your fears, insecurity, chaos, lies, gluttony, debauchery. They use all sorts of matrix, sports matrix, entertainment matrix, political matrix, religious matrix, so that you don't ask questions and you look at your television. They're telling you, they control the information. That's why it's important. Pay attention to what I say. Fight the reptilians with positive thought, because the part of God in you is much stronger than those entities and all the stars and the dragon combined. All right. What do we have? A rover has been built to look for life on Mars. Again, you know, the same old story. I mentioned that earlier. These people are what is left to government contracted the 50s, those first infected scientists to build those nukes in the deserts of Nevada, blowing up everything out there, messing up Kwajalein and the Marshall Islands with nukes that are now spreading into the ocean. It is a nightmare. It is a nightmare. And those scientists are well on the way to make those who are infected by the reptilians, of course, developing new weaponry, or dropping bombs with nuke floating on them like the Russians are doing. Okay. Remember, I have bad predictions for Russia. That's why my website is hit quite a lot by Russia and China lately. Okay, so you read it when I finish my 2020 Nostradamus Dragon forecast. Put your hand on it. You should put your hand on the 2019 because, you know, we still have a few months to go and there is a lot of things for you to digest. It will give you the grounding. All right. 8th house, NASA plan to stop asteroid. Okay, again, you know, that's nurturing fears. It's entertaining for them. They got to keep your mind. They got to discover another planet. It's like Christopher Columbus trying to discover America, which has always been here. Okay, there's trillions and billions and quadrillions. There's planet for eternity. There is black holes. There is cosmic phenomenon forever. So they already have enough material for 10 trillion lifetime ahead of them to support their kind. Believe me, if anything happened to the Earth, okay, you're stuck. You're not going to go to Mars. You're not going to go to the moon. You did. Okay. And then she's imploding. She's dying because all these greedy, reptilian-infected corporations don't give a damn about the rainforest being in fire, the plastic poisoning the oceans, destroying all nature, pollutions. They don't want to develop more technology stimulated by the draconic so that you can breathe clearly, safely. So again, you know, the link is live. Clicking it, in their mind, they will chant nukes out there. What type of technology they're going to use, but most of them, you know, it's just about boom. You know, can you believe that one day NASA really had in mind to destroy the moon, to use it as a nuclear base, nuclear place to blow up their nasty thing? My gosh, do they really remotely understand that the moon creates the tides? The moon reflects the emotional response to life. This is why on time of a full moon, people are going crazy. Our response to the power of the moon is set with the words lunatic, moody, crabby. I mean, you could see the moon is much more than a dead rock hanging out there, being used by NASA to play with their nukes. Oh, that is seriously reptilious. If that project did go through and they did anything to our satellite, we wouldn't be here today. Unless, of course, the draconics, which are watching very closely, decide to interfere. And I think they did it a hell of a lot of time. That's why we're still here. We're much too stupid to have made such a long way without the draconics watching our asses. Air Force's mysterious X-37B spacecraft set new record for time in space. Again, the word technology is mentioned. The word cosmic news is mentioned. So it looks like my quatrain of the keyword seems to fit the news, okay? Nurse, a surprise cancer patient after she missed cancer. Again, that's the draconics. It's beautiful. This cancer patient is pissed off because she's going to go and dance. But they did a good thing for her. Again, you know, why did I pick that? Because surprise, the word surprise. This doesn't happen every day. It happens during those windows when all the people join together to give hopes to a cancer patient. I know, been there, done that. I had cancer and I beat it. You know, it's like I always say, how can I teach you to avoid cancer or beat cancer if I never had it? How can I talk about ETs and UFOs if I've never seen them, let alone talking to an entity? And do you think every UFO speakers out there have seen a UFO or delegate with UFOs, or they just read questions? Real people like me make notes, watch videos, listen to radios. Hey, wait a minute here. Doesn't mean their job is bad. Don't get me wrong, okay? It's just that I have something different, something real to offer. Pay attention. New York NYC building collapse, leaving at least one dead and others injured. That's pretty shocking. You're walking the street in New York and up a sudden an old building decides to crash on your head, you're dead. There you go. Negative cosmic biorhythm. You know the game. You've heard me a million times. Now, did you get yours yet? Did you test it yet? Hey, it's just your life. Huh? Who cares? It's your life, not mine. Man report his truck stolen while he was robbing a store. I mean, so that is like, you know what? A shark eating another shark. To me, it's like so reptilian. Oh, wow. It's amazing. Again, drugs, you know. God knows what these guys went through to be forced to steal. Composer, musician wife killed in plane crash while with baby daughter. Oh my gosh. Again, aeronautics, the word aeronautics. Aeronautics means an airplane, an airport, okay? Technology, shocking. Reptilians just watched for this mother, for the baby daughter. They watch the negative cosmic biorhythm. Oh, perfect. This one, I can use technology to mess humans now. Let me kill the mother and this baby. There you go. Boat wades through massive sheet of floating rocks. I guess there's a volcano around. The word volcano is mentioned there. Okay, there's a volcano under the sea that blew up, and all this stuff came up, and then it's on the surface, and that boat is going through. That's going to be good to actually replenish the seafloor. So that's a good thing. I believe that is more draconics, because the draconics do things too. You know, they use those energy to blow up volcano, but not to kill people, but to replenish a sea life. Okay. All right. Teen surprises brother at bus stop. That's the draconics again. There's a big brother decide to do something weird. I mean, that's weird. That's not every single day. You won't see every mother or dad go and get their kids, you know, disguised, but it becomes entertaining. He started this on one of these shocking windows. It become a habit, and he got tons of hit on the internet. That boosts his ego, is entertaining, and it's that's draconics. Everybody's happy. Okay, you could do the same. It worked for you too, but it did happen by accident. But there is no accident. Just cosmic winds at work. 99.9% of humans are oblivious of, particularly the scientists, and that means also the FBI. Remember, they visit me 4 times. Instead of learning from me, they harass me. Long story. New technology tackles London air pollution problems. Okay. Again, click on that link. You see why people commit suicide. I mean, you know, people exercise in the street in New York, in London, in Washington, D.C., in Paris. Oh, my gosh. You might as well, as I said, you know, the other day, you know, put your mouth behind the 16-wheeler exhaust and breathe. That's what you're doing. So now the draconics are finding a new technology that can help to save your lungs and the planet lungs. This startup helped you find any place on the planet without an address. Again, that's the draconics. But this can be also used you know, negatively. Remember, without a positive, there is no negative. Without a left, there is no right. Without the devil, there is no God. Life is a constant process, a battle between the positive and the negative, between the draconics and the reptilians, between the forces of the sun of light and the forces of darkness, Pluto. This is what it is. And you are a walking battery, 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 sides of the brain. You're like a battery. You either give in to the reptilians and they charge and degenerate, kill people and end up committing suicide, okay? Or you work with the draconics and the forces of the sun, love and light, and create and be happy and generate hopes and share my work. It's your choice. You've got to be part of it. 3 people injured after a piece of rock broke off a mountain and fell in Zion National Park. Again, you know, that's shocking. Shocking. Luckily, they survived. I mean, they've been injured, but wrong place, wrong time. You know, negative cosmic biorhythm. Why don't they check before they go anywhere? They don't. They haven't been trained. No, you cannot do that. No. They're going to watch football. They're going to watch a movie. They're going to mess around with their telephone, but they're not going to dig into Dr. Turi's work so they can save their lives. No, it doesn't work that way. This ancient town could soon disappear underwater. Remember, the keywords tells you very old or very new, very old ancient town now that's going to go and disappear under the water because the weather changes. the climate change are very real. Okay, so he would say very old, and now you see very old city going to disappear. It's also very new, and you see the technology. Gruesome discovery reveal how Incas used the severed head as display of power. Again, the very old, disappeared civilization, the Incas. Now, do you think all the Incas were beautiful people? They were like us today. They were. You had some really infected suckers that would kill. Now you had those from the reptilians that were developing their little weapon here to protect their family and protect their living and so forth, and they had to fight. The reptilians infected other tribe who didn't want to work, but to collect whatever they had accomplished. So the reptilians have been there with us and forever. Drivers sick of new car overbearing nannying technology. Technology, very old, very new. Here you go. Don't have to explain everything. That's why I picked this, to make you aware of this energy of the very old and the very new. Multiple injury by lightning struck at PGA Tour Championships. Again, where do lightning came from? I approached that yesterday, but to those who just jumped into the video, if you have a very advanced UCI, you have very strong uranic energy in your chart, well, you're going to get, you're accident prone to lightning more than anybody else. And that's why some people get it 2 or 3 times and you're going to go through your life never getting it. Okay, I'm loaded with that. I don't get any lightning. Instead, I get information from the universe and I get constant visits from extraterrestrials since I'm 6 years old. And I'm dedicating one of those very advanced spiritual benevolent extraterrestrials. Okay, it's all about energy. Like Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, dwell with vibration, with energy, with currents, and not with a microscope and miss the entire forest looking at a picture. Okay? Okay, now what I'm trying to tell you here, those lightning very often are upsurge of forces, rationally, scientifically explained through the water droplets and all the activity, the friction, everything that science tells you is real. But there is also other things that science cannot digest, understand, or even comprehend, accept. Okay, so very often those lightning are upsurge of energy that are designed by the reptilians to start fire and destroy people and nature. You could see Amazon forest is in fire, literally. The reptilians are using all sorts of tools, not only the psychical negative power to degenerate your body, your mind, and your soul. They are using also the earthly manifestation to destroy. So I just want you to let you know that I'm expecting large earthquakes, maybe volcanic eruption. It's already happening in the ocean. We already mentioned that today. So the idea is for you to be aware, okay? This, this is technology. How come last time I had to go through MRI under the same window for my hip, and now under the same window, I'm waiting for my spine surgeon to give me the go to get MRI. That's technologies. That's the future. That's the energy I'm trying to describe. And then each time this window return, and if you go back into my past, you will see the same type of news. Cosmic, technology, shocking, unusual, earthquakes, volcano. You will see that those window falls regularly. I understood the core. I look for the core. I master the core. But that because it was induced during one of my trips, as I said earlier, above Los Angeles in a flying saucer, where they download the secret of the cosmic code, or the cosmic code. So, same story. Look at yourself, okay? Be prepared. Listen. Do you hear anything new, bizarre with your friends? Now remember, this window is aiming also for kids, children, okay? You heard it. It's in the keywords. So if you have kids, be careful. See what happened? This mother's, on an airplane. I mean, how more obvious can I be? Technology, airplane, aeronautic, children, mother, dead, reptilian effect. This is what it comes down to it. And I wish I had the right English word to really give you a solid grounding to what's going on, but I can only channel and then find words. Yeah, that's why, you know, Draco, it can be a blessing or a curse. It was a curse when I predict the death of my mother. It was also a curse to give that exact date for David Icke when he couldn't go to Australia. The same thing happened to this GOP. You heard me earlier. Start to think outside of the box. You know, ultimately, I'm here to help you. I'm here to raise your cosmic awareness, make you understand God's cosmic, phenomenal, divine design, and then use it to your advantage so that you don't become part of the statistic or become a robot manipulated by the reptilians. There was another piece of news. I think I missed it. It's that girl, she was taking pictures. She was on her head. I think, yeah, I must have missed it. And then she fell. Again, the ego, the stupidity, the reptilians was there. Now go on your head, get very close to the balcony, and then she fell. Luckily, she made it. Sixth floor, I think. Ain't going to be the same for her after that. She's going to have a back problem or neck problem. You know, so what I'm trying to tell you, my friend, pay attention, because you're very vulnerable if you're not paying attention. And most of all, help me spread it. And if you like what I said 2, 3, sometimes 4, 2,000 hits. Just click that little button. Show me that you care. So this way I will get the strength to work for you and educate you more. Do not be, oh man, I don't like it. Oh well, and still come back to read more, to gain more information and not support my work. Because that means your reptilian is infected, and that's not good for you. Okay? So share. You are an element of light. We are into this new movement here. You're part of something that's much bigger than you. Believe me. So be part of it. Immerse yourself into that sunlight, the force number 1 coming from the Draconis. Okay? Eliminate the reptilian effect in your life. Don't be greedy. Don't be afraid. Don't be negative. Don't say anything. Don't think anything that is remotely feeding the reptilians. And believe me, you'll see the difference in your life, in your face, in your wishes, because you become light. A magnet will attract a piece of wood. Try it. Be positive. The hardest thing you will ever have to do is to be positive for a long time. It might be for an hour. Try. But with discipline, you can. Okay? And then you're going to recharge this battery. You're going to become a source of power. And you're going to be fed in the back of your head by the Draconis. And then see what happened to you. Just pay attention. I know what I'm talking about. Well, my good friends, one more time, I want to thank you for your trust in my work. I want to thank you for sharing that light. And then, again, God willing, we shall see you again. Make it a beautiful day. Bye-bye.